Have you ever stopped for just a second and realized you're forgetting things that used to be automatic in your life? That name of someone you love that just vanishes from your head in the middle of the conversation. The route you took every single day that suddenly feels strange, confusing, like it's the first time, or that terrible feeling of walking into a room and not remembering what you went there to get. And the worst part isn't even the forgetting. It's the fear that comes right after, that tightness in your chest, that voice in your head whispering that maybe this is the beginning of something bigger, something you can't control. You look around and see people your age losing their clarity little by little, no longer recognizing their children, their grandchildren, forgetting who they are. And the terror takes over because you think, is this going to happen to me too? Am I going to lose everything I built, all my memories, all the people I love? Will I wake up one day and no longer know who I am? This anguish is real. It hurts. It keeps you up at night. It makes you feel fragile, vulnerable, like you're walking a tightrope without a safety net. But I want you to take a deep breath right now and listen carefully to what I'm going to say. Because there's real hope, there is a solution. There's a path that can completely change the trajectory that frightens you so much. Your brain is not a broken machine that can't be fixed. It's alive. It's capable of regenerating, of creating new connections, of getting stronger again. And all of this can start today, right now, with simple choices that are within your reach, choices that involve something you do every day, which is eating. The food you put on your plate has tremendous power over your brain's health. It can be your greatest ally in rebuilding your memory, in protecting against Alzheimer's, in recovering the mental clarity you feel you've lost. And I'm not talking about anything complicated, nothing expensive, nothing that requires absurd sacrifice. I'm talking about real foods, accessible foods, that science has already proven work, that truly nourish the brain, that reverse damage, that protect, that strengthen. So stay with me until the end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly what these foods are, how they act on your brain, why they work, and how you can include them in your routine in a natural and enjoyable way. Before I continue, I want to extend a very special invitation to you. If you're here watching this video, it's because you care about your health, about your memory, about your quality of life, and that already shows incredible strength inside you. Here on the channel, every week I bring new content just like this, made especially for people like you who want to age with dignity, with clarity, with independence, without fear of losing your mind, without fear of becoming a burden to your family. So subscribe to the channel now. Turn on the notification bell, because that way you won't miss any new videos and you'll keep receiving information that can literally save your life, your memory, your identity. You're not alone on this journey, and I'm here to walk alongside you, giving you all the tools you need to protect what you have that's most precious, which is your mind. Now, let's get straight to what matters. Let's talk about these foods that are true natural remedies for the brain. And I want to start with one that's incredibly powerful and that many people underestimate, which are fatty fish, especially salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring. These fish are rich in omega-3, which is an essential fat, meaning the body doesn't produce it on its own. You need to get it from food, and this fat is fundamental for brain health. You know that feeling of mental confusion, of brain fog, of difficulty thinking, remembering things? A lot of times this happens because the brain is inflamed, and brain inflammation is one of the main causes of cognitive decline, of Alzheimer's, of dementia. Omega-3 acts directly fighting this inflammation. It protects neurons, improves communication between brain cells, helps in the formation of new neural connections, and on top of that increases blood flow to the brain, ensuring it receives quality oxygen and nutrients. Serious scientific studies show that people who consume fatty fish regularly have less risk of developing Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia, and those who already show signs of cognitive decline manage to improve memory, concentration, and mental clarity when they include these fish in their diet. So if you're over 60 and want to truly protect your brain, put fatty fish on your plate at least 2 to 3 times a week. It can be grilled salmon, baked sardines, grilled mackerel. The important thing is to consume it, to nourish your brain with this good fat it so desperately needs. Another incredibly powerful food that sometimes gets overlooked are walnuts. Walnuts are also rich in omega-3, in vitamin E, in antioxidants, and all these nutrients work together to protect the brain from oxidative stress, which is one of the great villains of brain aging. Oxidative stress happens when there's an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in the body, and this causes damage to cells, including brain cells. Over time, this accumulated damage impairs memory, the ability to learn new things, thinking speed, and can pave the way for neurodegenerative diseases. Walnuts come in precisely to fight this. They provide powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, protect neurons, improve communication between brain cells, and even help maintain healthy cell membrane structure. There's a very interesting study that followed elderly people for several years and found that those who ate walnuts regularly showed better performance on memory and cognitive function tests than those who didn't eat them. And the best part is you don't need to overdo it. A small handful of walnuts a day already makes a huge difference. You can eat them plain as a snack, put them in salad, in yogurt, in a smoothie. The important thing is to include them in your routine. Now let's talk about a food that's pure gold for the brain and that many people don't give proper value to, which are eggs. Eggs are rich in choline, which is an essential nutrient for production of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter extremely important for memory and learning. When acetylcholine levels are low, memory fails, concentration drops, mental confusion increases, and this is very common in people with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. The choline present in eggs helps maintain adequate acetylcholine levels, protecting memory, improving the ability to learn new things, and strengthening communication between neurons. Additionally, eggs are rich in B-complex vitamins, especially B12, B6, and folic acid, which are fundamental for preventing brain shrinkage, a process that happens naturally with age but that can be accelerated by the lack of these nutrients. Studies show that people with adequate levels of B-complex vitamins have less brain atrophy and better cognitive performance. So don't be afraid to eat eggs. Eggs are health, they're protection, they're real nutrition for the brain. Eat 2, 3 eggs a day easily, preferably boiled or scrambled, and feel the difference in your mental clarity. Now I want to talk about something that's present on many people's tables, but few know the power it has, which are dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, arugula, watercress. These greens are true nutrient bombs for the brain. They're rich in vitamin K, lutein, folic acid, and beta-carotene, all nutrients that have been associated with reduced cognitive decline. Vitamin K, for example, is essential for formation of sphingolipids, which are fats that make up brain cell membranes. And when these membranes are healthy, neurons can communicate better, memory works better, thinking becomes faster. There's a fascinating study that followed elderly people for more than 5 years and found that those who ate a serving of dark leafy greens per day had their brain functioning as if they were 11 years younger than those who didn't eat them. 11 years. Do you understand the size of that impact? It's like you could go back in time and recover the clarity, the memory, the mental agility you had more than a decade ago. And you don't need much. A generous salad a day, some sautéed kale, a green juice. The important thing is to consume regularly. These greens are cheap, easy to find, easy to prepare, and the return they give to your brain's health is enormous. Now I want you to stop for a moment and reflect with me about something. How many times have you felt that horrible feeling of losing control of your own mind? How many times have you been afraid of saying something wrong, of forgetting an important appointment, of not recognizing someone you should know? How many times have you felt embarrassed, frustrated, scared by your own memory? I want you to know that you're not alone, that thousands of people go through this every day, and that there's real hope for improvement. So now I want to ask you something. Scroll down the comments and write this. I want to recover my memory. Write that, because when you write it, you're reaffirming your commitment to your health. You're telling yourself that you're not going to give up, that you're going to fight for your clarity, for your independence, for your life. And besides that, your comment might be exactly what another person needs to see to have the courage to also seek help, to also believe that it's possible to get better. So go ahead, write it now. I want to recover my memory, and let's go together on this journey of healing and protecting our brains. Continuing with powerful foods, I need to talk about berries, especially strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. These fruits are rich in anthocyanins, which are natural pigments with very strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory action. Anthocyanins cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning they can enter directly into the brain and act in there, protecting neurons from oxidative stress, reducing inflammation, improving communication between brain cells, and even stimulating neurogenesis, which is the formation of new neurons. That's right, your brain can create new neurons even after 60, 70, 80 years, as long as you provide the right nutrients. Studies show that regular consumption of berries improves short-term memory, long-term memory, learning capacity, and even delays cognitive decline in people who already show signs of dementia. There's a specific study with elderly women that showed those who ate berries at least twice a week had a delay of up to 2.5 years in memory decline, compared to those who rarely ate them. 2.5 years of extra clarity, extra independence, extra full life. So include berries in your routine, whether at breakfast, afternoon snack, dessert. The important thing is to consume them. Another food that can't be missing from your diet is extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil is rich in polyphenol, especially oleocanthal and oleuropein, which have anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective action. These compounds help reduce the formation of beta-amyloid plaques, which are one of the characteristic marks of Alzheimer's, and also fight neuroinflammation, which is one of the main mechanisms behind cognitive decline. Additionally, olive oil improves blood vessel health, ensures adequate blood flow to the brain, and protects against strokes, which can also cause serious cognitive damage. People who follow the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in olive oil, fish, vegetables, and fruits, have much lower rates of Alzheimer's and dementia than people who follow Western diets rich in processed foods, sugar, and bad fats. So use olive oil in salad, in food preparation, drizzle on vegetables. The important thing is to consume it daily, preferably raw to preserve all the nutrients. Now I want to talk about a food that many people have at home but don't consume enough of, which are pumpkin seeds. These little seeds are rich in zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, all essential minerals for brain health. Zinc is fundamental for communication between neurons. It participates in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body and is directly related to memory and learning. Zinc deficiency is associated with memory problems, mental confusion, difficulty concentrating, and even depression. Magnesium, in turn, is essential for cognitive function. It regulates neurotransmitter activity, improves brain plasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt and create new connections, and also protects against chronic stress, which is extremely harmful to the brain. Iron ensures the brain receives enough oxygen, and copper helps control nerve signals. So, don't underestimate pumpkin seeds. They're tiny but powerful, and you can eat them as a snack, put them in salad, in yogurt, wherever you prefer. The important thing is to include them in your routine. Another superfood for the brain are avocados. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, which help maintain healthy blood pressure, and high blood pressure is one of the main risk factors for cognitive decline and vascular dementia. Additionally, avocado is rich in vitamin E, in vitamin K, in folate, and in antioxidants that protect the brain from oxidative stress. Studies show that regular consumption of avocado improves cognitive function, especially in areas related to memory, attention, and information processing speed. An avocado is super versatile. You can eat it plain, make guacamole, put in salad, make a smoothie. The important thing is to consume it regularly. Now I need to talk about green tea, which is an incredible beverage for brain health. Green tea is rich in catechins, especially epigallocatechin gallate, which has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and neuroprotective action. These substances protect neurons against damage, improve cognitive function, increase attention, concentration, and even help reduce anxiety. Additionally, green tea contains L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes relaxation without causing drowsiness, improves focus, and works in synergy with the caffeine present in tea to further improve brain performance. Studies show that people who drink green tea regularly have lower risk of developing dementia and show better performance on cognitive tests. So include 1 or 2 cups of green tea a day in your routine, preferably without sugar, and feel the benefits. In addition to all these foods, I can't fail to mention the importance of reducing consumption of foods that harm the brain. Refined sugar, ultra-processed foods, fried foods, trans fats, excess salt. All of this causes inflammation, oxidative stress, insulin resistance, vascular problems, and all these factors accelerate brain aging and increase the risk of dementia. So at the same time you include these protective foods, you also need to cut or drastically reduce foods that are harmful. Trade soda for water or tea. Trade industrial snacks for nuts. Trade white bread for whole grain bread. Trade margarine for olive oil. Make conscious choices every day, because each choice counts. Each meal is an opportunity to protect or harm your brain. And I want to make it very clear that there is no miracle food that alone will solve everything. The secret is in the combination, in the variety, in the consistency. You need to include several of these foods in your routine. Eat in a balanced way, colorful, natural, and maintain this over time. Results don't appear overnight, but they do appear, and when they appear, they're lasting, real, transformative. You'll notice that memory starts to improve, that mental confusion decreases, that clarity of thought returns, that you feel more confident, more secure, more present in your own life. And that's priceless. That's freedom, that's dignity, that's life. Now I want to tell you something very important. You who are watching this video up to this point, you who care about your health, about your memory, about your future, you are a strong person, courageous, determined. Many people your age simply give up, accept decline as something inevitable, surrender to fear, to passivity, to conformity. But not you. You're here. You're seeking information. You're willing to make changes. You're fighting for your clarity. And that's admirable. That deserves recognition. So don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Don't let fear paralyze you. You have the power to change your trajectory. You have control over your food choices. And these choices will define the quality of your old age, the quality of your life in the coming years. So start today, right now. Include one of these foods in your next meal, and gradually build an eating routine that protects, that nourishes, that strengthens your brain. And if you like this video, if it helped you in any way, if you learned something new, please leave your like down below, because that helps the video reach more people who are also suffering with memory problems, who also have fear of losing clarity, who also need this information. And share this video with someone you love, with someone who's going through this, because you might be saving someone's life. You might be giving hope to someone who no longer believes it's possible to get better. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to receive the next videos, because I'm going to keep bringing content like this. Content that really makes a difference in the lives of those who watch. That's not just empty information, but practical, real, accessible tools that you can use today to transform your health. Before I finish, I want to reinforce something. Food is powerful. It's the foundation of everything, but it doesn't work alone. You also need to take care of other aspects of your life. You need to sleep well, because it's during sleep that the brain consolidates memories, that it cleans itself, that it regenerates. You need to move, do regular physical activity, because exercise increases blood flow to the brain, stimulates the production of neurotrophic factors that promote neuron health, improves mood, reduces stress. You need to keep your mind active, learn new things, read, do crossword puzzles, play games that challenge the brain, talk, socialize, because social isolation is a huge risk factor for cognitive decline. You need to control stress, because chronic stress releases excess cortisol, which is toxic to brain, which kills neurons, which harms memory. So take care of yourself as a whole in an integrated way, because everything is connected, and when you take good care of all aspects, the results are exponentially better. And I want to end this video leaving you with a message of hope. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been feeling these symptoms. It doesn't matter how much you think you've already lost. There's always time to improve. There's always time to reverse. There's always time to protect what still remains and to recover what seemed lost. The brain is incredibly resilient. It has a capacity for healing and adaptation that science is only beginning to understand. And you can benefit from this. You can experience this improvement. You can go back to living with clarity, with memory, with confidence. So don't give up on yourself. Don't surrender to fear. Don't accept decline as something inevitable. Fight. Take care of yourself. Make the right choices. And build day by day a more clear, more full, happier life. You deserve this. You're capable of this. And I'm here rooting for you, supporting you, giving you all the tools you need to succeed on this journey. A big hug. Take good care of yourself, and until the next video.